So that's what I've got for you today. Help you build out your home gym so you can just do your workouts at home. You don't have to hop in the car and drive to the gym. Shaking everybody. This is Goalie Training Pro TV, episode 26. And we know it's 26 because we decided to make one a mini episode. So then now we're in numbers. Numbers are hard, people. So today's topic is, if you remember a while ago, we did sort of the top 3 things that you should have for your home gym. And so then I said, I can probably give you like 5 more. I'll tell you that another day. Well, guess what? It's another day, and I'm going to give you the other 5 things. Again, this is subject to change, so if we come back 2 hours from now, my ideas might change. Let's refresh. We'll go over what the initial 3 were. The first was dumbbells or a resistance band kit. So some of you just won't have access or space or whatever for dumbbells. We went over the dumbbells. Sarah will post a link so that you can see when I went over the initial 3. Set of resistance bands works great too. The second one was medicine ball, because we can do some stability drills with the medicine ball. We can do some acceleration and power drills with the medicine ball, squat, pass, and chase, some lateral hops using it as a driver. We can do push-ups using it to stabilize. There's a lot of things that we can do with that. So medicine ball is number 2. Number 3 was a Reebok step or a Plyo box. I think if you were only going to have one, I'd probably go with the step because it's a little more versatile, a little less bulky. Again, in that video, you can go watch it, but we talked about not getting the ones that are on a metal frame with a plywood on the top and they kind of go out a little bit like a pyramid. Those will jump up and bite a gash out of your shin, the likes of which you will not believe. So not those. We use, for our Plyo boxes, we use like a high density foam that's covered so that we don't have that, because you don't need that. And you also don't need like a 4-foot high Plyo box. You just need, I think a Reebok step is perfect, but that was that. So if we go on to the next 5, I'm going to kind of be redundant. I'm going to say a resistance band kit. So if you, because I think dumbbells are pretty essential, but again, if you can't have them, get resistance bands. But let's say you have dumbbells, then I would get a resistance band kit. And I showed you one in that other video that I had just ordered. It came with bands that were coated like this. It had, I think, 4 different weights. They had snaps on the end. So these are like standalone bands that we use in the gym. These are commercial grade bands that we use in the gym so that they can get used all day, every day. But the other kit I had, it has little snaps, so you can snap on a handle, you can snap on an ankle cuff, you can snap on a door attachment where you kind of close it in the door, and then you can do your exercises. You can almost adjust it at any height. Actually, let's go for a walk. I'll show you. So again, this isn't the right setup, but I'll show you how it works. So if I want to do something with the cable or with the resistance band sort of in that mid position, I can just put it through the door and then I'm all set for whatever I need to do. So it comes with those specific anchor points that you can do. And then the nice thing about that with the handles and snap on is that, okay, say I'm doing a stabilization exercise. I'm going to grab the lightest resistance and use it for that stabilization drill. Well, now I'm doing like a squat with my resistance bands. Well, now I'm going to snap 3 of them on, to make it really, really strong. So they're so versatile. You can do almost any dumbbell exercise with them. Sometimes you have to be a little creative. That's fine. You can do any cable column exercise with them at all using that door anchor. So that's sort of, if you don't have that yet, even if you have dumbbells, get a good set of resistance bands. And I for sure would insist on getting the kind that are coated with a little like nylon sleeve. So if the rubber band underneath snaps, it's not going to come back and hit you. And again, that set I got on Amazon was like, I think it was like $40 and came in a little carrying bag and everything. I travel with them, they're awesome. So that's one. The next one is, I'll come back, don't you worry. is Minivans. So these are like about $3, and there's different colors. Now, I know what you're gonna do. You're gonna go to the sports store and you're gonna get the heaviest one. Don't do that. Get the lightest one and then get a medium one, and then see how it goes and you can get a heavier one. Most of the time we use these, we're trying to work on stabilization drills. You know, maybe we're even using it when we do our squats to help turn on our lateral hips, or we're doing like a monster walk, or we're doing a nice step lateral, something like that. We don't want something so heavy that it's overloading our muscles so much that we bring in accessory muscles to help because our prime muscles are exhausted. That's how we develop muscle compensation patterns. So with these types of exercises, less is more. Or sometimes you'll even come down here and we'll do our abduction exercises or our extension. Less is more on those. So I would get the lightest one and a medium one. And then notice too how I put it on and take it off. I put it over my shoes, and I try not to let the treads on my shoes, you know, like in the gym, if I see someone go like this and just go rip, rip, it makes me mad, because if they get nicked, they'll tear. So even when you take it off, you know, don't scrape the soles of your shoes over it. It'll last a long, long time. So Minivans. The next on my list is a stability ball. So again, some people think, well, I'm just going to get the big stability ball, or I like the color of the littlest stability ball. Here's how you know basically what size stability ball to have. If you sit on it and your knees are bent to about 90 degrees, that's the right size for you. Now, I know that these have improved a lot over the years. I use what's called the Durable Pro. These are expensive. These are probably, I can't remember, I think they're around $80 each, but these are burst resistant. So what you want to see is, it should say, like you'll see on this, it says burst resistant. It should say that on it specifically, so that you know that you've got a burst resistant ball. Because so a burst resistant ball, what it means is, even if it gets punctured, it'll just deflate slowly. The old balls used to, if they got like a nick or a tear, they would blow up like a balloon would, and you definitely don't want that. So stability ball, you know, we'll use it. We can use it for planking variations. We can use it for push, you know, some nice stabilization push-ups. We use it for glute bridges, hamstring curls, stability ball rollouts, adductor squeezes. There's tons of things we can do with it. So again, I don't think it's sort of the #1 thing you need. Most people, if you go in your basement, it's like, oh yeah, I've had one of those sitting in my basement for 5 years. So you don't even need to don't stand on it. It's not cool. It's not goalie specific training. The next thing is a reaction ball. And I should have brought my other reaction ball that I have at home. But, so there's different ones that you can get. These ones are a little bit wilder. These ones a little less so, and I kind of like them because they have shapes or numbers or different colored dots that again gives you something to kind of focus on as you're catching them. But basically, it's like an Indian rubber. You roll it or throw it along the ground. It's going to bounce like crazy, like off the wall, and you're going to try to catch it. We use them in here off the rebounder sometimes to do our hand-eye stuff. So the rebounder is just this little mini trampoline, and we'll throw them here. Because with the rebounder, they don't come off quite as wild as they come off the wall. So it's a little bit of a deviation. If you use these, the thing I want you to keep in mind is to stay nice and low and in your ready position. And even if, say, it comes off the wall and it just goes crazy and it goes way over there, stay low in your legs and go for it. Resist the temptation to kind of get here and chasing it like that. You want to stay low in your legs, move around, and then get low to catch it, just like you would if, you know, not like smashing your butterfly or anything, but get low to get it just like you should on the ice. reaction ball. You can also get those at the pet store because I think they started as a dog toy. So sometimes they're cheaper at the pet store than they are in the sports store. Then this is the fourth thing, I think. No, fifth thing. So I do think it's worth having an agility ladder. And again, like you could probably just make one yourself. Sometimes for people that don't have one, I tell you just to draw one out on the sidewalk in sidewalk chalk, or tape one out in the basement or garage or in the driveway. But if you're a kid, ask your parents first before you start putting sidewalk chalk or tape on the floor. But they typically have, I think it's 10 squares, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 squares. And the squares, I think I measured them, they're about, well actually my tape measures out. I just so happen to have an anthropometric tape measure. I think they're like a foot and a half or something. It's like 17 inches from like this side here to this side here. And I'm pretty sure they're square. Yeah, so about 17 inches square. And times, it's so funny because strength coaches got a hate on for these like 5 years ago, and they were just like, oh no, the agility ladders are the worst things, and it's not like sport. And it's like, well, putting a barbell on your shoulders and squatting isn't really like your sport either, but doesn't mean that the training benefit you get from that is useless. So we use them quite a bit. It's not something, I think that the reason it got, people were distasteful about it, or had a distaste for it, I should say, is because they saw so many people using it improperly. So again, scroll your Instagram feed and you'll see, you know, like, and it's like, that is not movement. You know, that is not quality movement. It's like if you went to see an orchestra and everyone's just, you know, it hurts your ears. Just like that kind of hurts your soul a little bit to see. So, you know, it's just, again, it's like music. It's like your scales. It's improving your vocabulary of movement. So, you know, teaching you to stay low, teaching you to keep your eyes up and sort of have that peripheral awareness of where you're supposed to be, teaching you to move with quickness and precision. You know, and then that can translate into quality and efficient movement patterns on the ice. We'll use it for speed. We can adjust our work-to-rest ratios and use it as a stamina tool. It's not our only tool, but it does give us a framework. So we know, hey, we're going to work on our shuffles, and I'm going to push off this leg, because if I'm on the ice, you know, I'm probably not going to start by pulling with this leg. So I'm going to push and pull with those quick little patterns. It teaches us to do that and to keep a position. So I think that's worth investing in, as well as sort of a, you know, this would be a total of 8 things. So as sort of a 6, 7, 8 kind of thing, I think it's a good tool to have that we use, but only, again, if you're using it with proper movement patterns and proper form. So let's recap. The top 3 things were dumbbell set or resistance bands, then a medicine ball, and again, not the heaviest medicine ball you can find, somewhere between a 4 to 8 pound medicine ball, and then you can build up from there. A Reebok step or Plyo box. Then mini bands, well, resistance bands again. Mini bands, which are these things. Good quality burst resistant stability ball. Doesn't have to be the $80 ones. This is a commercial grade thing, but make sure it's burst resistant. Reaction ball of some sort. An agility ladder. And then I added a bonus one, which is the chin-up bar. Because at some point, you're probably going to get tested in chin-ups. And it is a good body weight exercise. And you don't really see anybody who's like out of shape or anybody who's in really good shape that can't do chin-ups. So I think it is sort of a good measuring stick that way. Plus, if it's installed properly, not the kind that just hangs on your door, but a real good chin-up bar, you know, you can use it to anchor your bands as stuff like that. But again, only if it's installed properly. If I had to keep going down the list, well, foam roll and lacrosse ball should be in there anyway. You know, TRX would be somewhere down there. Yeah, a balance board. We use a slide board. Look, slide board would be down the list, but again, if you don't have access to ice, that, you know, that would be fine to come down at toward the bottom of the list too. So that's what I've got for you today. Help you build out your home gym so you can just do your workouts at home. You don't have to hop in the car, drive to the gym. That's it. It's Maria from GoalieTrainingPro.com. Episode 26 officially, Goalie Training Pro TV. See ya.